Hello, this is Roberto and this is the HVAC in my channel. Today we're going to be talking about part 3 of two-story crawl space, alright? So in this video we're going to be adding windows and doors for the first floor, alright? So let's get into it. So now that we have the complete floor layout for the first floor, we're going to add windows and doors. You can always rely on your PDFs, on your floor plan. So technically you can just zoom in here and you can see what the size is. For example, in here, 2 feet, 8 inches. So this is one window I'm gonna add. And also you can always go to your PDF. In the PDF, you're gonna be able to see this, see? You can always zoom in more and more and you can see in a specific detail. Okay, so that's very interesting because you know what? Anytime you zoom in is because the PDFs are done as in vector processing instead of raster, right? So technically you're not gonna see the pixels, or some images you will see, but some images not really. So overall my idea is in a PDF you can always focus on one area, and you know what, focus is the most important thing, right? Being focused. Okay, so in this case we're gonna do this. So this window is 2 feet by 3, so 2 feet 8 inches by 3 feet 6 inches. So that's what we're going to create here. So in order to do that, I'm going to hide this and then I'm going to create my window. For creating my window, I'm going to go to the load shapes, wind. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to make this just randomly. There we go. I created my window, but now I need to give envelope values to this window. So what are the envelope values? Remember in my table, I have my table right here. So we're going to go right click, property sheet. Under the property sheet, what type of window is it? Okay, so you have your library of windows. So in the library of windows, I'm gonna put the one that is low is single, and then the description. So you can always edit the description in here. So you can add more information, the brand of the manufacturer of the window, and then you're gonna put in here the most important part for heat load calculations. What is the U value and what is the solar heat gain coefficient? Okay, so the U factor is 0.32. I'm gonna put in here 0.32. And then for solar heat gain coefficient is gonna be 0.40. Okay, so frame type vinyl. So you also have metal, wood, non or TIM. And then operable window, you can always put fixed. These are just details. It's not gonna affect to the heat load calculation, but this is the most important part. U value and solar heat gain coefficient, okay? So we have okay, and now we continue with the property sheet. So what is the width and height? So as I was mentioning, the width and height, I would go double check on here, is 2, okay, I'm gonna move it a little bit to the side. Go here to the side. There you go. I'm gonna use my arrows. Whatever. So it says the width is 2 feet 8 inches. So I'm gonna put that in here. 2 feet 8 inches. And Wrightsoft automatically converts it to decimal. So that's a very good feature from Wrightsoft at some point. That's a very good feature. See, automatically converts it. Okay, so you're gonna put the dimensions of the windows, and then you're gonna put the ceiling height. That's usually the same. Okay, for flat you have bay, garden. Usually it's flat, and then in here, this is very important because internal shade. If you don't put internal shade, then a lot of heat by radiation is gonna come in from the sun, right? So you also don't wanna cover it all. So because honestly, you can cover it all, but it is from architectural design standpoint, they always encourage the view to the outside. So technically they shouldn't have it covered, so because you want natural light. It's very good for health, and it's a very good architectural design, right? But you don't want it closed either, so that way you don't you block the heat radiation by the sun. So that's why we put 45 degrees blinds at 45 degrees medium, just to be in the middle, not too conservative, not too lenient. Okay, so insect screen and everything else, we're good. Okay, foreground reflectance, we're good. So these are the settings for the windows. Okay, so I do it once, and then the same settings are gonna apply for all my windows. However, the only thing that is gonna change is the dimensions. Okay, so let's go here. And then, you know, if you are very picky, if you want to have so many details, you can always move this like this so it aligns. Now what we can do is I'm just gonna copy paste, Control Shift, hold Control, and then drag it to here. See, it's the same. Okay, I'm gonna put it below, and then we go here. Oh, there is another window in here, but what kind of window is that? Actually, that I'm not very sure about that window. Is it a window? I'm gonna double, yeah, so we're gonna leave it for later, okay? It's not gonna affect. There's another one in here, another window. See that we don't know the dimensions. Maybe they didn't put the dimensions, or let's see what they have in here. No, it doesn't say anything. Well, we're gonna continue. Let's continue. Okay, so now that we have the windows, okay, let's continue with this. I'm gonna make it smaller, 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 smaller. None of them have dimensions. None of them, see? None of them have dimensions. But let's double check. So yes, sometimes this happens when we don't have all the information. So sometimes the architectural drawings don't have all the information, but they always provide elevation views. So in the elevation views, we might be able to find the dimensions, okay? So, but that doesn't have to stop our progress. Okay, so that's why we're going to continue. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all the windows in here, and then once we confirm the dimensions of each window, we're just going to edit them. So overall, what we're going to do is let's go check, let's continue with this, because the envelope values are going to be the same, but this is where where the window schedule is very important. So usually the architectural drawings have door schedule, window schedule. They have different type of information. Okay, so I'm gonna just you know, let's go here, and then I'm gonna copy paste it everywhere. So let's go here, hold Shift, drag it here. Okay, and again I'm gonna confirm that with the elevation views. Okay, the only thing that is gonna change is the dimensions. Okay, we're gonna go here. So we're just adding windows, because windows are very important, especially for our heat load. Okay, there we go. We're gonna go here. There we go. And then let's continue with this. Oh, this is big. So you have a sunroom in there. So the sunroom has a lot of fenestration load. Okay, so we go there. So I'm just copying. Okay, there you go. I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4 right here. Go. Oh, go down. 1. Okay, go there. Go there. Yeah. Okay. And then in here another one. Okay, and then in here another one. There we go. So we're adding all the windows. So technically we have all the windows ready. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a door. So this is the back door. See, there's a back door in there, and there might be an entry door. There's an entry door right here. So usually the doors that are the most important ones are the ones that are exposed wall to the environment. The indoor environment, it's fine. So you don't have to do anything in there. Okay. So in here, what we're gonna do is the following. I'm gonna go to my load shapes, and I have in here the following door. So let's go draw a door right there. So this is the door. Okay. So now we're going to change the orientation of this door just to be more detail oriented. Okay. So it's bottom left. There you go. So actually it's bottom right, bottom left. There we go, bottom left. And now for the properties, door type, I'm gonna put it as entry door entry from the back side, right? Or entry door, see? Okay, and then if you have the U values, otherwise you can leave it by default. There we go. Okay, so now that I have that, oh, the dimensions. So what are the dimensions of this door? Again, it's gonna be on the door schedule, but overall, generally it's like 7 foot and then 3 or 2.5. So we're gonna put as 3. Let's go check. Yeah, maybe 2.5. There you go. It's not gonna change. So you're gonna have in here 3 or 2.5. It's not gonna affect so much the heat load. So you can always continue working. Okay. So now I'm gonna drag this. Okay. I'm gonna make it smaller. Make it smaller. Drag this to the side. There we go. I'm gonna change the orientation of this. So I'm gonna put it right click and then bottom left. So this should be opening top left. Nope, opening top right. There we go. Okay, so now we have every single window and door on the first floor. All right. All right, so in the next video, what we're gonna do is I'm going to confirm the sizes of the windows. We're going to continue with the second floor, and then we're gonna make the layout for the crawl space. All right, so the reason I'm making this a short video is so that way we can put more detail on the other videos. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. HVAC is my channel. Thank you.